Hi folks, welcome to Once Driven Forever Smitten. This video is a bit of a mashup of various bits of work we've been doing on cars. I've got the Cavalier, which I picked up from London, and it's a bit hurt at the moment, needing some work. We've got the Corsa, where I've fitted the speed sensor and the electronic clocks, and we've also got the Air-Edge Nova, which I've finally got to run properly after a whole load of fault finding and buying another engine. So that's a whole sequence of clips coming up now with that. Enjoy. Right, so I've just brought the Cavalier down to the unit. I'm going to drop it off because I've got the exhaust and the head gasket set en route to me at the moment. They'll arrive next week and then we'll crack on and get that sorted out. It's just about running okay. It picks up in 4 cylinders, but the coil pack's arcing out. It's got a big hole in the exhaust, so I'm going to leave that there. Doing a compression check on the Cavalier CD. It's not been starting properly, running on 3 cylinders, and it had drained all the coolant out the header tank bottle once and then never did it again, which was a bit strange. So I suspect the head gasket is on the way out on it, so we're going to check the compression on it and then decide what to do pending those results. I've currently got the Omega ticking over here in the background. The battery had gone flat on it because I had not used it for long, which is a terrible thing to do, but in my defence it's got triangular wheels on it. We've got the spare on the back at the moment. We're going to be swapping over onto some Signum Elite wheels onto it, which are hopefully fully circular, because these Armshire wheels, as beautiful as they are, they're all buckled and I need to see if I can get them fixed up. Oh, it's just purring away there. Got some plans for this. I was contemplating selling it. I'm going to try and avoid doing that because I have the opportunity to buy a 3.2 litre limited slip diff with the automatic ratio, which will lengthen the gears in it considerably, which is something I've always wanted for it because it's so short geared. We need to sort that out, so don't look at that. And if I do that, while I'm doing the timing belt, which is due now after 4 years, I will put the 3 litre cams in it that I've got sitting there and invest in a lightened flywheel, which should completely transform the car. I'll be honest, when we used it to tow the Astra Sport up the road, I just fell in love with it. It was so good, it's so solid and well built and nice to drive and everything. But yeah, back on with the Cavalier. Hello Bob. Surprised you haven't tried to get in the Omega yet. Sure you will. Oh, okay. First things first, we shall remove the sparkwood cover, which is not those bolts. Oh. Right. First things first, remove the sparkwood cover. Remove our lovely, oh good grief, ooh, oh we'll be putting some grease onto these, bloody hell, oh that's not good, that's not good at all. Oh. Good grief. Oh, dearie me. Whew. I got a good bite. And what I'm going to do is unplug the crank sensor and the coil pack just to ensure we've got no spark or fuel. Whip our plugs out, see what they're like. Okay, let's see what it's going to do if I crank it. Excellent compression there, we're up at 250. Right, let's see what happens with number 2. Not quite 250, but it's not bad. What's that now? 235? Okay, spark plug number. You're up at 250. Okay, number 4, here we go. What have we got? He's not quite as high up either. He's sitting at like 230. We're getting the full 250 plus now out it. So it indicates that it's sort of like built it up. Yeah, no, that's not conclusive at this point. Just went back to cylinder 1 and we've got the 250 now, so it seemed it was a little bit slower to build it on 1 and 3, but not by a lot. I mean, it was like misfiring and it wasn't very happy when I started it previously, so let's fire the plugs back in it and see how it's going to behave now. As soon as I could barely get these back out, let's just give them a little dusting of lube so that they do come back out. Well, let's fire it up. See if we've got misfires or it's going to behave. Seems to be okay at the moment, except it's got that it's got a little murmur when it's idling, which it's had for a while, and it was slightly hesitant. It did have a really minor misfire off it when I first started it there, but then again I had been cranking on it. If I take it out on the road now, it will behave perfectly well. Well, when we fire the car up now, it's got a little bit of heat into it. It's absolutely fine. It's just got that little murmur off the idle, which it didn't have before. And it doesn't affect the way that it drives, but we'll monitor it. I'm going to be taking the car down to London and leaving it there for a couple of weeks. So when we come back to it, or do I want to leave this one in London for a couple of weeks? I mean, if we take the car for a drive, it just rolled over 170,000 miles this week as well. It's done a lot this year. It'll behave absolutely fine. I think if I take it to London and leave it for a couple of weeks, but I would be coming back down in the train or flying, so I wouldn't have any tools. We're a bit kangaroo-y here. Somebody's coming down here. I'm just pondering what the best option is. Don't think I will take this one to London actually. I think I'll keep it up here. Right folks, welcome to Once Driven, Forever Smitten. I'm just walking back to my Cavalier where I left it on a work colleague's drive 2 weeks ago when I picked up the Corsa. Hopefully it's going to behave and start. And also I need to find out where the car is. I think it's down the street. I went down the wrong street. I've got the right one now, so let's hope The old bus is going to fire up. Oh God, there's a great big fox. Look at that. That's a big fox. Eating something. Yeah, don't... Yeah. Look at you. You're massive. Spent about 10 minutes looking for the key to the car because it wasn't underneath the thing. And these huge foxes that are running about, yeah, there is the glove, up, yeah. And there is the key. And it's about 50 yards away. Oh wow. I had visions of having to drill the ignition barrel out and everything. Wowzers. Oh, now the door, now I've knocked the door lock, ramming that. I'm going to open it off the other side now. Probably going to, I've been ramming a Vectra key in the door lock to try and open it to get into the jack. Never ever deadlock these things.
Cool, man.
Right.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Cheers, man. Sorry about that.
That's alright. Thank you. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye. Wow. Foxes. That big fox stole the key off the tyre. Couldn't find it up there. Please start. Please, please start. Oh wow! Wow, he did not want to go. Let's get these windows wiped and get this thing moving. What it bloody conks out. Oh, I need to get some heat into you. What a misfire. The blower's on, try and get this defrosted. I just saw blue lights from the police behind me there. That's all I bloody need. Don't think they're coming this way. I don't think they'll be preoccupied at this time of night. Come on! That's it, starting to pick up in 4 cylinders now. Definitely think we've got a head gasket issue with this car. Oh no, right. We're on to 4 cylinders now. I love this steering wheel. I'm so glad to have my Cavalier back. Park here. Happy Cavalier. Oh, awesome. Just picked myself up a kebab from the closest kebab shop to the car park. So now I'm going to walk back to the hotel and eat it. It's at 1 o'clock in the morning. Good stuff. Back at the car. Bit better. Oh, we're on 4, good. I think I'll leave it a moment before I get out the car, see if there's rain's going to pass over. Lovely new Bosch windscreen wipers I put on yesterday though, that I got from Halfords, because the last ones were wrecked. What a day! It's an absolute mud bath here. Let's vacate the premises before this gets crazy. No, we're steaming up. Camera's falling. Where are you going? You know, like drive or something, you like fucking skip it or something. This road is shocking to get out of here. This thing's running on 3 cylinders, like it's got, I don't know if it's just got water into the engine there with some of the big puddles, but it's not entirely happy, like we can't be risking this. That's us just approaching the Dartford crossing. The car's decided it's running on 4 cylinders again at the moment. It's quite a slow approach to go through the tunnel. Don't really want to be stuck in traffic with a temperamental car. Heaters are boiling though, I'm only sitting at 90 on the thermostat, so there's no issues there. Where's a breakdown? What a terrible place to stop. We've got round to the M11 cut off and it says 11 minutes of delays to get round here. Unless we've completed the M25 leg, but wow, this is busy here. I can hear the exhaust starting to click a bit. I really hope it doesn't part company somewhere along the system. It sounds like it's ticking at the front pipe, but I've got a flexi coupling welded on between the manifold and the system. Well, a clamp on it, so I don't know what's up with it. It wasn't doing that before I picked it up, so I don't know if it just rotted out a bit. The cat pipes aren't the best, they can rot out, so maybe it's just got a hole in it, rather than completely splitting along a joint where it would break off. Sat nav now says delays of 18 minutes. This must be down to one lane up here. There's either major roadworks or an accident. We just sat for about 10 minutes here without moving. Look at the colour of those clouds. Yep, I can see blue flashing lights up ahead. Don't know how anybody could have been going fast enough here to have an accident. What have we got? There's a police car. Ah yes, smashy smashy. The VW's gone into the Merc. I don't know if the Merc's hit the Muskmobile or not. Didn't look like it had any marks on it. Oh look, more middle lane idiots. You learn to drive. rammed into by a BMW X1 or something that came flying up the inside of me and cut in front of a lorry I was overtaking. What a bam pop. I'm going to go into Cambridge services while it's still daylight, just about jack the car up and have a look at this exhaust and see what I'm dealing with. As I say, just in case, if it's blowing a hole in it, that's one thing. If it's splitting on a joint and is in danger of falling off, then well, I can really do it. It was fine when it came down the road a couple of weeks ago, so I don't know what's happened. Where's it leaking from? Yeah, we can see on the passenger side it has split around the weld where I made up the bracket for it in 2019. It's held on with the two bolts though, so that being the case, the worst that's going to happen is it's going to get noisier. It should stay held in place, it shouldn't be able to completely remove itself, but it's blowing right out the side there quite noticeably, so what can you do? We've only got 340 miles to go to get up the road, so wonderful stuff. Let's go into the services. I can see there's mud splashed all over the engine, so I suspect that it maybe got a bit wet coming out or going into Brands Hatch, which is okay. I've already checked that coolant with a decent bit of pressure in it. That is pretty much full. It's maybe dropped about a centimetre since I filled it up, so it's maybe using a tiny amount of coolant to the head gasket, but it's not bad. I think we'll be okay. It might just be a little bit noisy by the time we get back. Try and keep the car good grief on low revs and try and avoid blowing more of a hole out the exhaust. You're not going to see me, are you? You're not going to see me. No, nothing's it. A 120 silver badge 8 valve CDTI. Can't be many of them going about these days. It's like an LS or something. As far as I can tell, the exhaust isn't getting any noisier. About 6.9 miles until we get up onto the motorway, I think. Thank God, the dual carriageway's been a real grind. Been constant traffic all the way, constantly people trying to cut up the inside, doing really aggressive, badly judged manoeuvres. Aren't really going to get them anywhere. That fanny in the Peugeot up there, that's only where he's got. This has just got to Penrith at a good run over the A66. Not sure how much noisier the exhaust's got. I've just pushed the car on harder than I've done on a lot of occasions before, but then again it took me that long in the first section that I want to get home tonight, so. And I figured at Cambridge that with the bolts holding things in place, it's not going to fall off. It's just going to blow a bigger hole in the side of the weld. I don't think it's got much worse. Well, last time I came into this Tesco, Tesco? Was it a Tesco here? Not the wrong bin. Doesn't matter, there's a BP here, that'll do. Let me get me some gasoline. Wow, diesel 194 compared to 163 for petrol. That's mad. Got 174 for the super. Oh, we're getting quite ticky. choice of bits with this. It's been sitting for over a week. Come on. Really? That's all that battery's got in it? Come on, pick up. Very happy, folks, but it's picking up gradually as it builds. Get some heat into it and it will build up that compression, but it's had it. Don't think we can run it any longer without getting it in for repair. There you go. Put insulating tape round the end of that. I just want to look down the end of these anyway and just have a look. These ones weren't arcing out. I don't think the bottom two there. The bottom two were arcing out. I don't think there's moisture in there. Don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it did get wet at Brands Hatch, but see what difference that makes. Get more tape on it. Starting to clear. December, so I'll have to go and get that sorted out. My exhaust that I welded up and put together in 2019, it's split all round there. There's not much life left in that. I might be able to snot some weld on it to quieten it down a bit, but it's not long for this world. Now this is a Sportex cat pipe, which is about the same age, and it's gone really crusty as well. Curiously, it's attached to a Euroflow exhaust system, that one that makes that really noisy rasp that some people don't like, but quite a lot of people do, including me. So what I'm thinking is, I'm going to go and cut this down and go and get a universal exhaust kit off of eBay. Right, so what I've seen on eBay here, a Hornet universal exhaust system, it's 140 quid for the lot. And that would allow me to dispense with the cat pipe, because we've got connector sleeves there. So I'll put a connector sleeve on at the manifold, run a bit of pipe and then put a little flexi in. And then they've got these kind of shallow bends there, which I can use to kick the exhaust across. And then we're onto a straight bit silencer, then up and over the axle and into the tail box. I think that would work out alright. 140 quid. It's worth a go, innit? It's cheaper than anything else I could get. You know, I don't think there's even any off-the-shelf options on eBay. Right, so I've just ordered an exhaust kit for this universal 140 quid. So we'll just have to wait for it to arrive, but in the meantime I'll try and clean this up and get a bit of weld on it. I'll get the wire brush on it. Don't think it's going to weld very well. Might be able to snot it across, put a bit of paste into it, who knows. What I've opted to do, and I do stress that this is a temporary measure, so the exhaust doesn't fall off. I've got this little piece of metal here, which I've dropped on the floor. I've got this little piece of metal here, which is going to sit in there and cover up most of the hole. I'm going to weld it on initially there, and then try and tack it on, and then smack the top round with a hammer once it's in there, and that should seal it up. I mean, sort of maybe about 85–90%. It won't be perfect, but I'll do the now so the bloody thing doesn't fall off. Right, did get a load of weld round it, and I've put a bit of exhaust paste around it to seal up the little holes. Not sure how successfully this will be. I'm not showing you my welding because, well, it's just a snot fest anyway, because I'm welding onto rusty crap, but you know, needs must. We'll see if this quietens it down a bit for a week. My exhaust repair was about 5% successful, I think. I mean, there was no guarantee I was going to be able to fix it, but at least now I've ordered a new complete system that I can make myself. So. And we're going to be using it that much anyway until we get the head gasket done, so it's all good. Now before I get on to unboxing that, I'll just mention that I've just got a new head gasket set for the car, complete with cam cover gasket, cam seals, inlet manifold, exhaust manifold, SFI box, everything really. 24 quid that was off eBay from Gaskets for Classics. That looks pretty decent. I'm going to get onto that next week. Okay, so this is the Hornet. This is the Hornet exhaust. Now these come in a variety of sizes. You can get 1.75 inch, 2 inch. This one's 2 1/4, which is the correct size for the C20XE. Yeah, so there we go. One complete Hornet exhaust system. Back box, centre silencer, 2 90s, 2 45s, 4 sleeves and a reducer adapter, 2 clamps, 2 great big straight bits of pipe, a nice bent section to go over the top of the axle. This is going to sound good, although I reckon it's going to be loud like, but yeah. Pleased with that. Look out for the video of me fitting this in the next week or so. don't think you should be trying to get in the car, should you? But you're going to. Now you see, Bob, there's an... let me see that. There's an issue with that, because you know it's nice and toasty in here for you, and you like to be warm. But also I need to drive places and things, you know?